Well, I guess we just get right into battles. Alright, time to stab guys a whole bunch. Shareholders said we need to charge $40 for the Lucario skin, so we do it. How much money would the shareholders be making off of that? I'm sure that's probably more of a Nintendo decision when it comes to, whoops, that kind of stuff. Because freemium games can make so much money. Basically print money, but that is still, like, hilariously ridiculous. Does anyone still even play Pokemon Unite? Like, I say that semi-sarcastically, because I know obviously there's still people playing it. Like, it's still a running game. But I'm saying that in the sense of, like, who would genuinely want to be playing Pokemon Unite still? Like, just as an honest question. For anyone that plays Pokemon Unite, no offense. It's getting lots of offense. I'm judging you hard. Okay, let's just stab this guy like this a whole bunch, I guess. Not like you can kill me while this is going on. But you will be able to kill me in a sec here, but now you can't. So yeah, I remember playing Pokemon Unite, like, quite a decent bit when it first came out, just to, like, showcase it on the channel. And the only reason why I did as much as I did is because I had people to play with that were getting a kick out of it. So I did, like, what, like 3 or 4 streams, something like that? I don't know.
Champion bested by none in the city. No mercy.
I played League of Legends once, and I didn't like it, and I never played it again. So it's not like I had much experience in those kinds of games. Pokemon Unite is the most hours I have in anything like that. Arena Champion. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Whoops, dang it. Played recently to check it out. The content has been added, just more gacha / battle pass type shit that loads the main menu to make it run at like 4 FPS. Wow. So like oh my god. Whoa, and my one bailout was used there. Unfortunate. It'd be nice if I could just like buffer the next power that I want to use so there wouldn't be like a brief window of, yep, I can be killed here. Would be nice. But yeah, so just like typical Nintendo menus, like the Nintendo Switch Online menu or the Nintendo eShop that are like genuine embarrassments for how much they lag. And the gameplay is identical to launch except with some balance tweaks and new mons. Like, I don't get it. How you could be, like, entertained continuing to play a game that simple, that long. Like, some people are really into it. I don't know how. Like, it definitely couldn't be me. Like, a game like Smash Bros, I could see you playing, like, over and over again. Since, like, yeah. Gosh dang it! The skill ceiling is basically whatever you want it to be. Like, there's all sorts of tech that you can learn and combos and, like, always people to improve against. But in a team-based game, so much of, like, the turnout is dependent on, like, how your teammates do. There's a lot less that's in your control. Like, I never really got all that much into shooter games, but trying to play a little bit of Splatoon on the channel, it's the same kind of thing where it's like, yeah, this isn't as much my skill as it is collectively with the team. And also engaging in activities that aren't fighting a lot of the time, what with putting ink down. Like, with Splatoon, it kind of makes sense in that, like, hey, you can feel like you're contributing without getting kills by putting down ink. Like, it's a very smart decision for Nintendo to design as their shooter game. As the one that's meant to be, like, family-friendly and kids can play because they can feel like they're contributing without getting kills. Unlike a lot of shooter games out there. But that aspect to me just feels, like, really boring because the thing that I want to experience is, like, the PvP kind of combat in games like that. And with Pokemon Unite, 1, it's, like, extremely simple. And 2, it's kind of like Splatoon in that you're spending so much of it just, like, leveling up and making your mon stronger and stuff like that, too. I mean, there's some strategy where it's like, alright, well, at what point do I want to start actually trying to get kills and yada yada. But again, like, I just cannot imagine, like, putting so many hours into something that, I'm not being constantly engaged with playing with other people. And it's team-based where it's not always going to come down to me anyway. Like, it's just not my kind of game. Like, I played Dead by Daylight for a long time, and I liked playing Survive with friends, so I liked playing Survivor if I was playing with friends. I was never really a big fan of playing Survivor on my own. It wasn't really for me. I basically only play Survivor if I had people to play with. Whoa! But I did like playing Killer on my own. Because that, in a 1v4, it's like, hey, it's me working against a team, and the outcome of this is very dependent on, like, my skill and my play. So I very much like playing Killer. If I wanted to play Dead by Daylight a bit more seriously, And then if I was playing casually, it's like, yeah, I'd be playing Survive with Friends. Sorry, that's the name of the game mode. For anyone not familiar, it's called Survive with Friends. But I'd never really be playing Survivor on my own, like, much at all. Like, it's just not the kind of thing that I see as all that entertaining. But some people do find that kind of thing entertaining, but couldn't be me. So I just played Pokemon Unite to showcase it and play with friendos a little bit. But I'm sure that there's some people that have been playing it since day one, and I just, oh my god. There's my one bailout. I just can't imagine it. I'm sure that there's some people that can't imagine putting 1,500 hours into Dead by Daylight like I did. I can't imagine doing that now. But several years ago when I actually did it, I apparently saw it as feasible. So, like, I know that I say I don't see how people can get entertained by continuing with games like Pokemon Unite for that long, like what they see in it, but arguments could be made for some of the things that I have a lot of hours in. But I will defend those as like being more engaging and like pushing my... Wow, that charge does that much damage? I will defend those as being like a lot more engaging and more dependent on my skill. Whether I'm playing like Smash Bros in 1v1s or whether I'm playing DBD as killer in like a 1v4. I'm trying to do my best there and stuff. Man, it's so goofy the way they fly. Here, screw it, just do this. But yeah, let's see here. Splatoon slaps generally the only Nintendo IP they've come out within the last 10 years worth caring about. Not Ring Fit Adventure. What else are you gonna pay attention to? Wonderful 101. I've heard good things about that one, actually. Well, we're all the way back here now. Arms Ring Fit Labo. Wonder if anyone's still playing Labo. But yeah, Splatoon could never be for me. Like, again, I get it with the whole, hey, because we're like the family-friendly company making a shooter, let's make something where you don't have to be getting kills to contribute. You can feel like you're still contributing to your team and all that. But that's not for me, because I just do not find it engaging. Not quite. I'd rather be facing other people more. As well as make everyone feel old, the Nintendo DS launched November 21st, 2004. We're less than a month from its 20th birthday. Oh, jeez.
If you don't appease the crowd, I fear what Gyros will do. It was an honor to fight you, Digastis.
Worst case scenario, I just fight more guys anyway. I'll show you mercy.
Die just for losing.
Our merciful Digastis has passed judgment, but do not dismay. Our champion lives to fight another day for you, the audience. And here we are, the end of today's event. Next to face our Digastis' judgment,
what?
Our very scum that taints our city.
By the gods.
I'm gonna have to pass judgment on these people.
For the good of Atlantis, today bear witness to the guilty and condemned given one final chance at redemption. They will be honored to die at the hands of our guest.
Execute or refuse? Refuse?
I am not doing this.
Why is the puddle flowing?
Fear not, friends. We will make sure justice is delivered.
Whoa, he shifted weirdly there.
That was an unmitigated disaster.
You said fight, so I fought.
The problem is that I didn't say fight. I said be as entertaining as possible.
Well, you should see the sound effects I have set up. At least for when I kick, that I can't really... Well, I can do, but it's optimal to do only if I have a cliff. The game's gonna stop.
Help the relations between your people. The humans will see what's going on eventually.
The games have failed. The humans are restless, and it's only a matter of time before they make their own entertainment.
Ubisoft when Star Wars Outlaws flops.
Insatiable.
You just need to keep surprising them. Think like a
I
human.
never played that game, but apparently it was like very standard Ubisoft.
But you showed
And-
the criminals mercy.
Except like even more broken, and people were like, wow, this is just what we've already experienced so many times, but like more and more meh each time. And apparently one of the Ubisoft execs behind it is like, wow, you need to deliver like constant amazing masterpieces, always go like constantly above and beyond if you want to please people nowadays.
My grand experiment has
People are like, what? No, just
There's nothing left to be done but
give us
start
something
again
finished
and
and something a bit new and be more creative instead of just like a
be cleared.
generic crap again.
This is madness.
Wait, what? They're not targeting me. Wait, what are they targeting? I had like a mini panic attack for a second there because they all drew their weapons after that guy just had an argument with me. So I thought he sicked them on me. Where are they going? Oh, they're killing random people now? That's what he ordered them to do? Oh. Okay. Hello, Gear Koviak. I hope things are going well today. I'm doing pretty alrighty. I'm just big chilling here. Just big chilling with some Assassin's Creed Odyssey at the end of my work week here. Well, that was great, wasn't it? What the heck was that? Is that just leaves clipping through this? But yeah. Also, let's make everyone feel old. The Nintendo DS launched November 21st, 2004. Wow, that's rude. I don't know why they're not targeting me. Because I'm like the important person, I guess, or something or other. The what's it roll? Or less than a month away from the, whoops, that's the one that I already read. I don't need to read that a second time. The one that I meant to read was on November 19th, the Nintendo Wii turns 18. Jeez, the Wii will be able to drink. Finally, you can give orange juice to your Wii. Let's see here. Rebel Scum. Find and talk with M. Ferris. Rules over northeastern part of Porimos Ring. Okay, I could have just tracked these down like a little bit faster by doing that in the first place. Northeastern part of Porimos Ring. He is interrogating people southeast of the fortified Doma of Atochi, whatever the heck. It's probably this way. Just go north. Yeah, exactly 2 weeks in Brotherhood will release. I'm looking forward to that. Was it Planet Coaster was 1 day before Brotherhood? Or, also, because I'm playing Assassin's Creed, I had, like, Assassin's Creed on the mind. I was like, what? Assassin's Creed Brotherhood has been out for a long time. What was it again? Yeah, it's the day before. So, Planet Coaster 2 is coming out on Wednesday. And then Mario and Luigi Brothership is coming out on Thursday. Whoops, I gotta click back on the game if I want my inputs to go through here. Yeah, so I guess I'll be playing those two new releases back to back. Will be the case. I didn't even kill him. He doesn't even want me! Dang it. Whatever, I guess he lives. There hasn't yet been snow that stayed on the ground, but we did get our first snow falling 2 days ago. Like, a lot of years, we get our first snow that stays on the ground around Halloween, a little bit before Halloween. Last year we didn't. Last year was a really weird, really warm year. We didn't get snow that stayed on the ground until the new year last year. Like, it was so weird. And somehow people still deny climate change. But it was baffling. We are getting snow at, like, a time that we expect snow now. We'll see if it actually stays on the ground, hopefully. Because I know that messed a lot of things up, like a lot of plants cycles and stuff like that, for example, that expect there to be, like, so many snow hours and stuff. Sugsy loves snow. Snow's pretty good. The one upside was on December 31st last year, my dad and I were able to take the Mercury truck out for a spin. And, like, my dad and mine's old trucks, we normally would not take out during winter at all, because they're old antique trucks that, while they were designed to be operated in winter back when, that was back when, in like a very, very different world. And we also don't have winter tires for them, because why would we? We're not planning to take them out during winter anyway, so we normally don't, because it'd be like ice and snow on the road that you can slip and slide on. And when we're talking about like old antiques that you want to keep pristine and nice, you don't want any risk of that colliding with anything. But there was no snow on the ground until the new year. So December 31st, literally the day before the new year, we took the Mercury truck out for a spin. And because it's very rarely cold when we be taking it out, since it's pretty much like a summer vehicle, we actually used the heater in it for like the first time ever, I think. Pretty much. Mark a whole bunch of things there, even if they don't matter. So we were staying a little bit warm with the heater, and we were driving the Mercury truck around. And like, it was cold enough that the lake was completely frozen over. But there was no snow on the ground. Here, I can, I'm sure I've showed these pictures at one point here. But let's see here. If I go to my album here and check in my favorites so I can track it down faster. Yeah, I can find some photos here of the Mercury truck in the middle of winter after being driven around. Whoops. Let's see here. If I go to this here. Like, it was so weird. So there's the lake, completely frozen with ice. You can see people on the ice that are walking around. There's like some people skating over here. But there was no snow, like, actually on the ground. So this is like the only time that we drove this old vehicle out during winter. Because there was no snow, so we figured why not? It's not like we're going to slide on anything. Assuming that we're not, like, going out and doing donuts on the ice or anything. Which, as tempting of a suggestion as it was, we did not. So it was weird. Yeah, the snow was just really, really shy last year, I guess. Also, fun thing about this truck that I can add is like a cool update, since this was just a few days ago. Our neighbor out at the lake who works as an artist for a living, my parents recently commissioned an art piece of that truck, and they just brought it home a few days ago. Like, it just recently wrapped up, and it looks like this. So, like, it's here at home right now. We'll probably take it back to the lake at some point and find, like, a nice place on the wall to put it up, since the lake is where the truck is. So may as well keep it out there with it. So we can have like a nice art piece of that truck now. The front is a little bit off. Like, this part is black on the original, so I don't know why it was painted silver here. Like, you can't tell on this photo since you can't see the front, but it looks pretty nice, I'd say. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, let's see here. Now in the U.S., only you'll have to be 21 to drink or smoke or sign a FedEx package, apparently. Ah, yes, to sign a FedEx package. Gonna keep throwing FedEx shade for that. Just want a wheel for your car, and apparently being 19 wasn't good enough and had to have your mom sign for it, even though you could order it. That's still so funny. When you talk about snow, meanwhile, you got Cars and Coffee this coming Saturday morning. Yeah. I couldn't possibly imagine there being, like, a car show-related thing of any kind going on at this time of year. Like, the latest ones of the year go on in September, and even then, like, there's not a massive ton of them, because it's starting to get colder and people are getting ready to, like, put away their vehicles for the year. But yeah. Yeah, I think that it turned out pretty nice, apart from the front not actually being right. But it did, but it is a nice little art piece. So we have a couple art pieces now of that truck. No art pieces of my truck, though. I'll have to get some made at some point. Hi, how you doing, man?
Let her pass.
Rude.
Amphiris, if this is how you treat humans, I can see why you need so many guards.
These aren't humans. They are animals. An animal should be in cages.
Well, let's hear them out first.
I'm sure everything you do isn't without reason. But if you didn't call them animals, you might get a better reaction.
A human did this to me while I slept. When they came to kill me, I survived. But they slaughtered my daughter like an animal. Humans don't act with logic.
Oh, so there was one bad case, so now everyone is going to be lumped into that group. Talk about racism.
We implanted to ensure efficiency. But that will become a kindled flame of insurrection. You led a rebellion yourself in Elysium. So I know you understand. If we don't act, the city will burn and many more lives will be lost.
I don't see an army marching on Poseidon.
This one said they plan to launch an attack. Someone needs to destroy the resistance before that happens.
Straighten your back more, dude.
Not a small request. Despite what you think, all humans aren't a threat.
It is the only path I see. But you are
It sure didn't carry him far.
Only you can choose the correct course of action.
You also realize I'm human too, right? Well, I guess like half human, half Isu, or whatever the hell is going on. Isu blood in there. No killing, I'll destroy their supplies.
Just make the fire spread faster. Now, if we destroy their supplies and their weapons, they can't oppose the issue.
I admire your optimism. But I fear it would not be enough. However, it's your decision to make.
Just leave it to me. I'll send a message they won't forget.
Very well. You'll find the traitorous humans at an abandoned farmstead. Return to me when the situation is resolved.
Okay, will do. Destroy the supply crates and stuff. But yeah, it's fun to have events like that where people will show up with all sorts of random stuff just to show off their Hey, that's fair about not having any interest in cars. I didn't for the longest time, and I still don't really have any interest in, like, modern vehicles. I'm just interested in, like, projects that people have passion about and, like, things that are historical. So, I mean, I always had, like, a bit of a respect because of the old Mercury truck, the one I was just showing the picture of and the painting of, has been in the family for a long time. And I grew up going to, like, a lot of parades in that vehicle, so, like, I had, like, a great appreciation for that and its historical significance, like, how different it is to things today. And then when the opportunity to work on the Fargo came up and I ended up getting that, like, it's a cool piece of history that I'm keeping alive. Like, I didn't get into it specifically because it's, like, I'm really into vehicles, but more so just because it's, like, a cool piece of history and cool to keep alive. But going to, like, various different shows, I think that is interesting, seeing, like, the different things that people have done to their vehicles just as, like, passion projects. And I still know, like, nothing about vehicles. People will tell me, like, oh, I replaced this with a 316 thingamabob, whatever the heck. Or whatever the heck people tell me. And I'll just smile and nod like, ah, yes, I understand what this means, but I'm just... I'm just happy to hear people talk about, like, what they're passionate about and, like, how much progress they've made on their own projects. I'm not really a big fan of, like, super expensive cars that people bring to shows just to, like, show off that they were able to afford, like, a super expensive car. I'm more about projects that take a lot of work. Like keeping something historical alive and restoring it, like mine is evidently taking here in terms of time. I think that's cool, but through working on this, I have found myself more interested in, like, old vehicles. I had a dream last night that, on an impulse, I ended up buying some car from, like, the 70s or 80s. I can't even tell. Like, it looked like some sort of higher up than you would normally expect it to be Mustang-like thing. And, because I got it for, like, a super cheap price of, like, $2,000, so I was like, oh, I can't pass that up, and I bought it, and I jumped that I was driving it around, and I liked it, because it's like, hey, here's something that's, like, older and, like, also cool and sleek looking. And I woke up, and I was like, oh, well, never mind, but also maybe a good thing, because, like, where the heck would I even put something like that? No, just... I guess I never destroyed that first one, whoops. Uh-oh. Wrong button, wrong button. This is fine. Look up 1982 AMC Eagle Coupe, that might be what you're imagining. 1982 Eagle Coupe? It wasn't quite like that. It looked like something from a little bit earlier, like maybe the 70s. No idea how to describe what that would look like. I just have things in the back of my head where it's like, oh, this looks like something from around that era. It's a car body on an SUV frame? What? Why? Also, watch the 2 channels you recommended during the last stream. While you like your real-life lore stuff, even if it felt like you'd repeat himself a lot of times, I think you understand why they did that. But don't really like when something has already been explained multiple times. Oh, for the, yeah, that's fair there. I mean... Sometimes I'm kind of half-tuning things out when I'm mostly just listening, but I do notice that sometimes as well. The newest one did feel like it came to some wild conclusion at times with the, oh, there's Savior Syndrome stuff? Oh, like, I've not watched that channel in a long time. Like, I just remember having checked out some ones where it's like, oh yeah, this is just hearing, like, a whole bunch of, like, different people's opinions and, like, being able to take in, like, some different viewpoints and stuff like that. So... Like, I wasn't entirely sure what it's like today, so, yeah, if there is a lot more bias in it than I thought from, like, a while back, then whoops! You good, my dude? Because, yeah, it had been a hot second, I'm not entirely sure what it's like today. It's the case. Okay, come on, do that. Whoops, wrong button there. Alright. Alright, and then there's a thing up here. So I'll check this out. Because AMC wanted a coupe, but they were 2 years away from bankruptcy. They went bust in 1984, so they just used the same SUV frame for every model. The AMC Eagle was available in coupe, sedan, wagon, all on a Jeep Wrangler frame. It was kind of cursed. Do you think they shrunk or lengthened the frame for different bodies, but essentially the same? Huh. Interesting. Project Olympus, clearance required. Project Olympus result. I can't see with that thing thingamabob there. Human will proving difficult. Current genetic combinations unstable. I'm getting way too warm. Access restricted. Project Olympus identification required to continue. Did I get more knowledge with that? Maybe it just showed me getting more knowledge a second ago when I first interacted with it and not when I back out of the menu? Something like that? Okay, no, take care there, Mythic. Appreciate you stopping by and hanging out. What? I thought that was 5 out of 5. Oh, no, this one here. Here. So let's just go ahead and do this. Ugh. I wish this was one of those games where I could look over other shoulder. Gosh dang it! I'm trying to not set myself on fire here. Here, just do that and then, like, get out of here. The Surface News episode is simply analyzing every word the other person says. In reality, though, he only asked a simple person, and from, like, oh my god. Climb over this, please. From, like, 2 or 3 minute footage made almost an hour-long video, when she stated a lot of things the other person didn't. Wait, so it's, like, interviewing one person and then spending, like, an hour analyzing it? Because from what I remember watching there is, like, almost all of the video would be, like, interviewing different people and trying to get, like, what their viewpoint is. Is it more, like, interview one person and try to dissect that now? Because that's not, like, what I remember watching back when, and that's unfortunate if so. Curb stomping the innocent again, are we? How's it going this fair evening? It's going pretty alright here. We're doing not as much curb stomping as we are kicking people off cliffs. Only a single person, yep. Wow. Because, yeah, that's the complete opposite of why I found that channel interesting in the first place. That's rather unfortunate if that's the path that channel's taking now.
Tell me, has the resistance been quashed?
I destroyed their supplies.
I thought that the fire brazier thingamabob had like a rotating piece on the inside at first, because like the camera was messing with me. Well, this is my choice to make, so how about you screw off?
I chose the best course of action as I saw it.
Forgive my bluntness. I just believe your judgment could have been impaired by the fact you're part human.
Apology accepted.
Well, I got Royal Atlantean helmet that I'm never gonna use. That looks like something that came straight out of some sort of media in the back of my head that I can't think of right now. Level 68.
Maybe I should just do their jobs too.
I totally should here.